friends, it's Kayla Moran and welcome back to the Let's Get Candid podcast. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the podcast. This is an exciting bonus episode, so I'm not going to say hope you're having a good Thursday because it's not Thursday, it's Friday, it's my birthday. I just turned 26 years old and it feels so good, and I know I've been owing you this solo life update podcast for a really long time, so let's dive right in. Let's do a quick suck and sweet of the week, and then we will do some questions. We will do my 26 lessons that I've learned in 26 years, birthday letter post. I'll read them out to you, and we're going to chat about everything that's been going on lately because there's so much to talk about. But my suck of the week is that this weather is gloomy. I know the temperature dropped, which I love and I'm so happy about, but I need the sunshine too. So can the sun come back out would be really nice. And my sweet of the week is that it just feels really good to be back home after all of my traveling and just in my hibernation era for a few days and really just, relax and enjoy being home for the holidays. We put up the Christmas tree this weekend and it was just incredibly, it was just exactly what I needed it to be, and I know I have Art Basel next week, so I know that will be busy, but after Art Basel, I'm chilling and I'm not planning to go anywhere for a while, and it's going to be really nice to just relax. So yeah, that is the current life update. But let's talk about my 26 lessons I've learned in 26 years, because what a doozy 25 was. It was my quarter life crisis year. It's the year that I started a firm. I technically started at the end of my 24th year, but 25 was when I was really full on in it. And man, what a year it was. I was working part-time at a personal injury firm while building up my firm up until the end of August. September, I went on my own for the first time fully. And let's just say I am incredibly grateful that I can live at home and support myself while also being assisted by my family. And I'm forever grateful for that. I know that's a question I get a lot. I do live at home. They do not pay for everything of mine, but they do help me out a substantial amount. I don't pay rent, but I do use the money that I would be paying towards rent to pay off my student loans. So it's not like I'm just banking all of that money. I am paying off certain things so I can afford to move out of my house at one point and have my own house. And we'll get to that when the questions come up. But yeah, I'm just forever grateful that I can live at home while I start my own business. And, I know I was able to do that because my parents support me. And it's been really tough doing all of that on my own and, not having, I have a support system, and have mentors incredibly, but not knowing what I'm doing and, feeling the imposter syndrome and was this a good idea and why did I do this to myself moments. It's been really tough, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm so incredibly grateful. And as we enter year 2 of Kayla Moran Law and Connect to Social, I could not be more proud of myself and how far I've come in the last year. It was really the year where I came into my own, both personally and professionally. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I have some really incredible people in my life, from friends to family. I've gotten really close to my family lately, and just some really special people, like mentors, and some other people that I'm not going to be sharing yet, but I think you know where I'm going with that. And yeah, so I'm just in the best place I've ever been. Honestly, I can truly feel it, and it's crazy because I've been sensing this for 3 years at this time, 25, 26, was going to happen for me, that this was going to happen, that my career was going to take off, that I was going to be in the best place. I just knew it, and I love that I manifested that for myself. And I've been really big on manifesting and vision boarding and planning for my future for the last 2 years. It has really allowed me to get where I am today. And I'll link those podcast episodes below, and we're going to talk about that later in this one as well. But, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the people around me, encouraging me, supporting me, pushing me, and holding space for me when I'm not able to do it for myself. So let's jump into these 26 lessons that I've learned. Number 1, it's all about the 4 C's: commit, courage, capability, and confidence. With that, number 2, confidence comes from keeping promises to yourself. Number 3, do it right now. Just go for it, especially if it's been keeping you up at night or you can't stop thinking about it. Just don't be afraid to put yourself out there. No one ever regretted it. Number 4, your vulnerability is your superpower. So is your mental health. 5, mental health is health. Your wellness is everything. So do everything in your power to make sure your brain and your wellness is right. You have a routine, all of that. It's so, so imperative. Number 6, you can't and won't be everything to everyone all the time, and that's okay. You have to fill your cup up first. Number 7, you're the only person fully capable of making your dreams a reality. They say it takes a village, and it is incredibly important to have a support system and people around you to be there for you, like I was saying, but you're the only one who can do it, so just go for it. Pick yourself up if you have to, dust yourself off, try again, but just go for it, and you're the only one that's going to be able to do it, so just do it. Number 8, you don't owe anyone or everyone an explanation. Simple. Number 9, set boundaries and honor them. You need to have boundaries, and you need to be able to continuously remind people of them and honor them, because if you allow people to break your boundaries, that means you don't really respect yourself. So boundaries is super, super important. 10, failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. Every day is a new opportunity to get better. 1% better every day. You don't have to do all the things. One thing a day is going to get you so much farther when you look back a month from now and you're like, damn, I did so much for myself in that month, just doing one thing each day. 11, tell your loved ones how you feel about them and spend as much time with them as possible. We know life is so short. We have seen it time and again in the last few years. Tell your friends you love them. Send them a text that you're thinking about them. People you haven't talked to since college, your grandparents, your family, your friends, your cousins. Really make time for them and spend time with them as much as possible, because they're all you got. Number 12, limit your screen time. The focus feature on iPhone and iOS is an absolute game changer. It syncs up. My phone is always on do not disturb, or at the very least personal mode, and personal mode only certain people that I have set are allowed to bypass that and contact me, where it shows up on my screen and I see it and it lights up. Otherwise, until I check my phone, I know what's going on, and it's glorious. Number 13, comparison is the thief of joy. Remember that social media is a highlight reel. The grass is greener where you water it. Don't let others' opinions or the fear of failure limit your goals. Self-explanatory, but don't compare yourself. Don't live in the, damn, I wish I had what they had, because you don't know what they have. They're only sharing a small glimpse of it, and it might look amazing, but you don't know the whole story. And that goes for anything that I share as well. 14, give yourself grace. You've come a really, really, really long way. Be proud of where you are just as much as you work for more. Like I said, when you look back, you have come such a long way. You are doing so well, and I'm so, so proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. Don't rush it. Enjoy where you're at. Give yourself grace, because you're doing amazing. Number 15, know it's okay to pivot and when it's time to. Number 16, get outside more. Fresh air, a little sunshine, and salt water do you so good. I'm so grateful that I live in Miami and I'm close to the ocean, and I can get salt water or a boat day whenever I need to. Sunshine, vitamin D is incredibly important, especially this time of year. And just sometimes going for a walk and getting some fresh air is really all you need. I love my slow mornings. I love my coffee outside. It changes the game for me every single time. 17, time management and prioritization is a life hack. Get good at it. You guys know I live by my calendar. If it's not in it, I don't know about it. If it's not on my to-do list, I have no idea what's going on. I literally tell friends to schedule things in the Google Calendar, or I don't know. And don't count on me, because if I don't see it there, I have no clue what's going on. But as I'm working, I have my calendar next to me at all times, so I'm able to see when I need to go or what I'm up to or what's next, Get really good at prioritizing your life and what is important in this season of your life, and making sure you block out time to devote to everything that is important to you, especially time for yourself and time for your friends and family. Number 18, try new things. Food, experiences, places. Spend money on experiences, not objects and not material goods. Take the damn trip and meet new people and learn new things as often as you can. 19, make more connections. Just remember, quality is better than quantity. And foster your connections so you can leverage them, so you can actually get something out of it and build relationships. Strategic partnerships is how I got to where I am today. It's how I've built this podcast. It's how I've built my firm. It's how I've built my life. You need these connections, but you need to also foster them. So make sure they're quality people, not just the number on LinkedIn or the followers or anything like that. Number 20, celebrate your small wins. They add up. 21, be present. Spend less time worried about the past and don't stress too much about the future. Things will work out exactly the way that they're meant to. Everything happens for a reason. You guys have heard me say that time and time again, and it's really true. 22, have a routine and stick to it as best as you can. These habits do really impact your life. Prioritize your sleep. Self-care is real and important. Vitamins, supplements, whatever you need to do to feel good, do it. If that's a workout class, cold plunging, going outside, reading, take care of yourself. You are all you have, and you need to make sure that you're filling up your cup first, and having a routine is so incredibly important, and it takes 30 days to make a habit. So keep doing it little by little, 1% better every day. A lot of these kind of stack up on each other. Number 23, a no is a not yet or a redirection. It's never just a no. It means there's something better out there for you. Be patient. Something better is coming, I promise. 24, your mindset is everything. You hear me talk about this a lot too. It's all about your mindset with everything, with exams, with relationships, with friendships, with yourself, with money. We've talked about a lot of these topics on the podcast in the last few years, but really your mindset is what gets you where you need to be and helps you maintain where you want to be and get to where you want to go. So your mindset is crucial. 25, follow your intuition. Learn where your intuition comes from. Mine is my gut. You guys know I'm a manifesting generator, and I'm a gut intuition person, and if my gut is telling me something's not right, I'm going to feel frustrated. And if I'm happy, if things are going well, I'm satisfied. That is how I know. So get really good at reading your body and your gut and learn where your intuition comes from. Some people it's their head, some people it's their heart, some people it's their stomach. Where's yours? And then use your intuition to guide you. And 26, it's okay to feel old and young at the same time. We've lived a lot of life to get to where we are today, but there's so much more to come, and we have so much time. This is only the beginning. We're just getting started, so enjoy where you're at, and I wish you guys all the very best in the new year. So that is my 26 life lessons that I've learned by 26. There's so much more I could share, but I just wanted to really give you those because that is what has gotten me where I am today. And they stack up on each other, like I said. So I hope you guys love them. Let me know which one's your favorite. Okay, so let's dive into some Q&A. Did I ever have any other lawyers in my family? If not, who am I influenced by to pursue this profession? I don't have any lawyers in my immediate family. I have one family friend and one extended family member, but truly they weren't pivotal in that decision. It was that I loved history and politics in high school, and I went to DC one winter break my senior year, and when I came back, my government professor, my AP US government and econ teacher was like, if you like that, maybe try political science in college, and that could be your major, and maybe you can be a lobbyist or a lawyer. I think you would be really good at that. So I started looking into those things and colleges that had programs like that when I was applying to colleges that fall. And yeah, it clicked. I really enjoyed the law, and I knew that I could do a lot with it. I've always been really into community service and helping the people around me and finding ways to better myself and better the world around me. And, you know, the law really allows you to do that in so many different ways because everything is touched by the law. The law touches every aspect of the life that we live. We make contracts every single day, whether we know it or not. So it kind of just made sense for me to go into that. And I talked about this before, but my dad as a kid was like, your name, the way you carry yourself, your personal presence, that is your brand. So it's kind of ironic that what I do now is I help people protect their personal brands through trademarks, and it's a full circle moment. It's incredible. I thought as a kid I would be an investigative journalist or a publicist, and in a way I get to do those things too, you know? So it all came really full circle, but being a lawyer is exactly where I needed to be in my life, exactly a career that I needed to pursue every avenue that interests me. There's not a one size fits all or the perfect school or the perfect career or the perfect degree. It's really what you make of it. Did I always know I wanted to be a lawyer, or is that something that came up along the way? I just kind of answered that, but it kind of just happened. It was something that I fell into in a way, and I'm forever grateful that I did. I would not go back to law school if I hadn't gone when I did, but I'm forever grateful that I did at the time I did when COVID was happening and everything was going on in the world and with my life. And I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have the career that I have today had I not gone to law school. It all started because I was blogging my life while in law school, and it kind of snowballed from there. Would I have chosen a different path no, I really wouldn't have. Like I said, I wanted to be a journalist or a publicist, and I kind of get to do those things with the podcast and researching and interviewing and writing about people and what's going on in the world with my podcast and my newsletter that's coming out, my blog, social media, current events, pop culture, all of that. I get to do those things too. So I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't have it any other way. And also with being an entrepreneur specifically, being an entrepreneur allows me to do all of the things that I love and still be a lawyer, not just be a lawyer, which is the goal. I didn't want to be just a lawyer, and I never wanted to be just a wife and a mom. I wanted to be everything, but you can't be everything all at once. It takes time management and prioritization and knowing when certain things in your life need to be put first and when it's time for those things to take a back seat, and especially to put yourself first. In an alternative world, what would you think Kayla would be doing? So now I'm going to get into some of the questions you guys have asked me through Not Gonna Lie or Instagram Q&As. Where are my parents from? My mom is Cuban, my dad is Ecuadorian. They met in Miami, Florida in high school, and that is where I was born and raised. Did I get nervous that I want to gain clients through social media, but I don't speak very kindly about some of them on social? No, because I do speak very kindly of my clients. I really don't speak much about my clients. I just share the ups and downs of being a lawyer and how sometimes it's hard to handle clients. And this was specifically when I was practicing personal injury law, and I just wasn't happy. I didn't like the work. I didn't like the people. And that was why I was in that negative of a mind space, and I was sharing that on social media. And I learned quickly that I can't do that so much. And so I stopped sharing a lot of my work life because of that. But yeah, me sharing my life online is what brings me clients in the type of work that I do now. So I don't get nervous sharing my life online at all. Would I host a meetup in Miami? Absolutely. I'm really loving building a community, and I would absolutely love to have events and in-person meetups and webinars and community things. And I have a group chat on Geneva for you guys to connect with each other and chat with me directly in the DMs as well. So yes, I would absolutely love to host a meetup. What's the worst date I've ever been on? There was many reasons why this date was terrible, but on top of the fact that there was no communication about whether we were splitting the bill or not, he expected me to pay it, and it was very awkward. It was not talked about. He just didn't touch the bill until I went to put down my card. And then he asked me about recent Supreme Court cases that had just been announced, the opinions on, and that were very controversial on a first date. I just didn't think they were appropriate first date topics. And then he followed me home when I left because I was uncomfortable. So there was just many reasons why that was a terrible date, on top of the fact that he was late and I was hungry. So it was just not a good date. What Art Basel events am I going to? I'm going to the Unlocked Foundation's events, the Women Wealth Summit with my friend Savaria, who runs that foundation, and I'm really excited about that. I might go to a couple other art gallery openings or events that they're being hosted at different art galleries. I think I might go to a Lamborghini event. I'm on the wait list for that. I'm going to the closing party hosted by Sheer Media by one of my friends on Sunday. So lots of events. I don't 100% know what's happening yet. I have things on my calendar and I'll see as they come up. I'm going to a dinner with the people from the Unlocked Foundation as well one night. So it'll be really fun. I'm excited. But I'm definitely going to make sure I'm taking it easier and stacking events on certain days so I can still make sure I'm working and also just taking time for me, because I am a little burnt out with just being social so much for the last few months, traveling all the time. I mentioned in a blog post that I made a lot of friends that didn't work out. Can I elaborate? Because that's relatable. Yeah, people come into your life for different reasons or seasons, and they're not always forever. And our friendships don't always last because it's really hard to maintain a friendship as an adult or even make friends as an adult because we're all in different places. We're not, being held together by school anymore or work if you work from home, and just our personalities evolve and change. Work gets busy. We get into relationships, get out of relationships, things happen in our lives, family, travel. There's just a lot of things why relationships don't work out. And it was really sad that that particular group of friends didn't last, but it's all for the best, and some of them are still in my life independently of the friend group, and I'm grateful for that. They're in my life in different ways now, and I'm just really happy that I have those memories. The memories will always be there, and there were some really fun ones, but I'm grateful that those relationships aren't the way that they were at that point in time, you know? How do I afford my lifestyle? Like I said earlier, I do live at home. I have multiple businesses and multiple streams of income. I'm really good at saving and investing. I'm paying down my student loans, and my parents do help me out. I live at home. I don't pay rent. I don't really have to pay for groceries because I'm eating at home with my family, but anything that I do independently of my family, so if you see me shopping, if you see me out to lunch, if you see me posting that I'm at an event, that is me paying for it myself. You know, if I'm traveling without my family, I'm paying for it. If I'm traveling with my family, they pay for it, but I'm starting to take on some of those activities, you know, or I'll buy a lunch or a round of drinks here and there for my family. So we take turns, we help each other out, and you know, I'm 26 now. As we get older, I will start taking on more responsibilities on my own. I have to pay for my own health insurance from now on. I'm currently sharing a car with my dad, so he is paying for it, but you know, I pay for my own gas, and ultimately when he gets a new car, I will assume those car payments on my own. So I drive a Honda, nothing crazy, and the reason I don't drive a nicer car, even though I could technically get a nicer one if I wanted to get a nicer lease instead of having bought out my lease, I chose to get a car that I can still afford right now so I can do the fun stuff like traveling and trying out new restaurants and spending time with my friends and family versus paying a car payment and then not being able to leave the house because I don't have money left over to enjoy the things I like. And someone here accused me of carrying fake handbags. Some of them are dupes, none of them are explicit fakes. There are just duplicates. They are, you know, impersonation bags that I got on Amazon. We all have them. But my bags, some of them are real, and some of them were either purchases that I made myself as a gift to myself or graduation or birthday presents. So I don't appreciate being, you know, accused of carrying fake handbags. I will tell you if they're dupes, and I will share the links when I have them. But if I'm not sharing the links, it's because they're real and they're mine, and I got them either as a gift or I bought them myself. How did I afford law school? I was really lucky that my parents supported me through undergrad. That was the deal, that they would help me with undergrad in addition to my Bright Future scholarship that I had. I had a 75% scholarship through the state of Florida, and then they paid the difference and I didn't have to pay for undergrad. But if I was going to go to grad school, then I would have to pay for law school. So I did through student loans, and I'm working on paying those down. I had student loans just like everybody else, and I had a scholarship, in-state tuition scholarship. So half of my tuition was covered. The other half I paid for through loans and working throughout the summers and during the semester, my 2L and 3L year. But yeah, I have a budgeting blog post on KaylinRandblog.com, and you can see all about how I did it on there. What's it called? Do I like my law job? At the time, no, I did not like my personal injury job, but I love my job now because I get to make it. I get to decide every single day what my job is, and that's so freaking cool. Am I even a lawyer or an influencer? I'm both. I'm a lawyer, I'm an influencer, I'm a lawyer for influencers and content creators in the creator economy, and I'm a lifestyle influencer, and I love being both. What is my career plan? I was at the time going to consider going to a firm, and I did partially for a little bit go to a firm part-time, like I said, but I left that after a year because it just wasn't the right fit for me. And my career plans now are to run my businesses, run a law firm and my social media influencer agency, Connect to Social, and my podcast, my TikTok, my Instagram, my personal brands, and just grow those. And I have a lot of ideas for how I'm going to grow every single one, and they all work together. And then I have more business plans for the future too, which include one business that I can't tell you guys about yet, and another business that is, you know, a community related event business, like mentorship, providing mentorship and providing events and community spaces and really bringing people together in mental health and wellness. And I also want to invest in real estate. So there's a lot to come, and I can't wait to share with you guys as those things happen, as my life and career evolve, but not all of this is gonna happen now. This is gonna take years. Do I want kids? Yes, I would like 2 kids. And when would I like them? I'm 26. Ideally, in the next 3 to 5 years, I would like kids. The next one is, do I want kids? Yes, I would like 2 kids, and probably in the next 3 to 5 years. So like 28, 29, 30-ish is when I'm thinking about that. But, right now, that's just not where I'm at. Again, priorities. And yeah, but if it happens sooner, if it happens later, when it happens, everything happens for a reason. But yes, I would like 2 kids. How do I balance my part and the other party's parts in failed relationships and friendships? Do I take any ownership to the deterioration? Absolutely. I take accountability for my fault and my part in it and how it all happened. I always do. I try to end the relationship or friendship as amicably as possible, but there's a reason it's ending, and sometimes you just have to self-preservation and put boundaries up and make sure you're putting yourself first. But yes, I always take my part, and I balance the two with just knowing that I did everything I could to make it work, and if the other person doesn't want to make it work, or if I don't want to make it work anymore, I have every right to want to move on. But I make sure that it's discussed and we agree upon it and try to end it as neutral or amicable as possible. And sometimes that doesn't happen, but I try at least. How old am I? 26. I'm born on November 24th. I was actually born on my mom's 26th birthday, which is really fun that this is the year that, it kind of, it's an extra special year. And while we were cooking for Thanksgiving dinner, we were going through photo albums. My dad was taking out pictures, and I got to see my birth book and photos of me from when I was born. And it was just really nostalgic and nice. And seeing my first Thanksgiving when I was 3 days old, and my first Christmas, I was a month old exactly. But yeah, it was nice. So 26. Who do I text the most? My best friends and my family. I'm always texting, and my clients. Always texting my clients too. Where was I popular during high school? Or during law school? Well, I'll answer both, I guess. During high school, no, because we had 2,500 people or 3,500 people at my school. Yeah, 3,500 people at my school. So there was no popular person. It was like groups, like everybody knew the dancers, everybody knew the baseball players, everyone knew the football players, everyone knew the art kids. And that's just kind of how we were kind of like categorized, and everybody knew everybody or knew the groups. And, the dancers tended to hang out with the baseball players, and, the band kids hung out with whoever. And that's just how it was at my school. And so we knew everybody. But yeah, no one was really popular, but there were definitely people who were like, everybody wanted to be them or date them, but it wasn't like they were mean people, And so I guess I was just very known, but I wasn't like the popular girl in school. And for law school, similarly, the whole school was less than 400 people. There's about 120 people on average per class. There's 3 classes. Everybody literally knows everybody. Law school is high school with more expensive books and a whole lot more work. And so everybody knows everyone. Everyone's in each other's businesses. Everyone kind of ends up dating the same people. If they're not single, if they're single, there's a lot of people that are engaged or married already. But if they're single, like it's a small pool. So everybody ends up dating each other, and everyone knows who's dating who and the drama. And yeah, I wasn't popular. I definitely was known. Again, small, everybody knew me. I was the girl that got run over by a car. I was the girl that had a blog. I was the influencer. I was the Miami girl, but I wasn't popular. I was just, I guess, infamous, but like not in a bad way. Do I have any real friends? Of course. I just don't always share them. I usually don't share everything in my life. I actually don't share a lot of things. I'll share my family here and there because I'm with them, and like if it's funny or things that we're doing, like the dogs or my brother when we're out and about. But I'm really close to my grandma. She's my best friend. I love her so much. And I have a lot of friends. Just 2 of my closest friends don't live in my city. They don't live in my state, and they live in different states. So, I saw Yasmin a couple weeks ago when we went to homecoming, and I stayed with her in Chattanooga. Jordan and I met on our bar trip last summer, and she lives in Chicago, so I'm hoping to visit her in Chicago in the next few months in the summer. And so I'll see her, but I talk to them too every single day, multiple times a day on multiple platforms about multiple different things. And then I have my friends from law school, I have my friends from college, I have some high school friends, and I have friends that I've met here along the way in Miami, or my social media entrepreneur friends that I talk to digitally that I don't necessarily know in person. So yeah, I have a lot of friends. I just don't really share them all. And usually I only share like snippets of my day, and usually once it's already happened, and I talk about things after the fact, not when it's currently happening. So, I also got in the habit of kind of sharing only the bad parts of my day and not the good parts, because if things are going well, I don't take my phone out to document them. So that's a goal of mine for the new year, is to just be better about documenting things and then putting the phone away so I can enjoy them. But, food eats first, that kind of thing. How am I going to practice in the field of trademarks without a science background? Should I just go to an IP lawyer? So I can practice trademarks without a STEM background because I don't practice patents. They are different. Patent law, you do need to have a STEM background of some sort to pass the patent bar in addition to your state bar. But trademarks, it's just one bar, it's your state bar, and trademarks is federal law. So I am eligible to practice trademark law, and I'm trained in it, and I think I'm a pretty damn good one, and I have a lot of mentors in the space as well. So if I can't handle it, I send it off to somebody who can, or I ask questions so I can learn how to do it and help you. Would I ever hire an ops role for trademark processes for my business? Absolutely. That is not currently where I'm at in my business, but I would definitely one day love to hire an operations role or a business manager or something along those lines. But I did just hire 2 assistants. That is one of my big life updates. And one of them is social media management and content creation, and the other is more of that operations role, admin, newsletter, website, big picture, ideas, expansion planning, all of that. And I couldn't be more grateful for Mackenzie and Caitlin. And they are the best. They are my people, and I love them so much. And it's only been a month and a half with them, but I could not imagine not having them in my life now that I have them. So yeah, one day I would like to hire a truly more operational person. And one day in the future, I have a lot of expansion plans of paralegals and law clerks and things like that, but that's just not where I'm currently at in my business, What is something that I know now that I wish I knew as a 1L? Oh man, everything. So much. But really just that, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and really lean into what you enjoy and network your ass off, make friends with your professors. Don't compare yourself. Everyone's going through something different. You don't know what they're going through. And law school is really hard, so your mindset is really important. And grades aren't everything. It's the connections you make and the people you know. And keep your chin up, If you're gonna get through this, it's gonna be okay, and everything works out the way that it's meant to, even if in the moment it feels really hard and really scary and you feel like you don't know what you're doing or you don't deserve to be there. You wouldn't have the opportunity if you didn't deserve it. Is personality or looks more important to me? Personality and how they make me feel supported and appreciated, and they respect my ambition. That is always going to be the most important thing. Do I have fun with them? Do I feel safe with them? And then looks as well. Yes, it is important, but it's not everything to me. It's the other things too. I don't really see any other questions. The rest are all like spammy stuff. So I think that is it for the Q&A. I got a lot of questions if I'm seeing anybody, or am I dating anybody, or if I'm in a relationship. I am. That is a new development, and that is all I'm gonna say. I am, and I'm really happy. Things, like I said, are really looking up for me, and I'm the happiest I've ever been, and things are really good, and I'm really excited for 2024 and the last few weeks of this year. And let's talk about life updates. So yes, I hired 2 assistants. The businesses are growing. So much more content coming your way. I'm posting the reels and TikToks of the podcast episodes. I have really good episodes coming out for you. People are reaching out to me to be on the podcast. I really want to grow my podcast this year. I also want to grow my brand by being on podcasts this year. So stay tuned for me to be featured on a bunch of different podcasts in the coming year, and I'll share them as they come out with you guys. I've talked about business plans, lots of travel coming up in 2024, lots of travel plans, some already planned out, like I'll be going to Napa again this year with my family, and I'll probably at some point make it to Europe for a few weeks again. I'm really looking forward to that. I love Europe, and it was sad that I didn't get to go in 2023, but there was just too much going on to hop over there. But looking forward to Europe, and yeah, Chicago is on the bucket list for the year, and I really want to make it to Charleston. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know where else I'll end up going, but you'll definitely see me traveling quite a bit. And I am really looking forward to it. That is the blessing of being able to work remotely and work wherever I want to, as long as I have Wi Fi. But I do want to be more intentional about my work and make sure that I am actually taking time off. I'm putting my out of office on and being present where I'm at and who I'm with as well, and not just going somewhere and working the whole time just to say that I got to go somewhere. But I do have a goal of going to 30 countries before I turn 30, and I'm at 15 and I have 4 years to go. So you will be seeing me travel a lot the next few years to try to hit that goal. And I love travel. I love experiencing new things, new cultures, new people, new foods. So yeah, travel is one of my passions in life, and that's where I choose to spend a lot of my money, and I'm grateful for the ability to do so. What else? Yeah, I'm looking to save up to buy a house. I'm working on that. I would like to start building my real estate portfolio and start off with my first home, which will ultimately become a rental property. Yeah, I don't really know. There's just so much going on with the business and the assistants and starting a newsletter and just putting myself out there more, creating more content to market myself and my businesses, and really just continue providing more value and services to you guys, whether that's mentorship, networking advice, lending a hand, making connections for people, and of course helping you protect your brand as an influencer, a content creator, an entrepreneur on social media. There is so much happening in this space. It is kind of the wild, wild west, but the goal is so it doesn't feel like it's the wild, wild west anymore. By sharing more content and providing more value to you and connecting with other attorneys in the space to make it more accessible to you guys. So yeah, there's just a lot of really incredible things happening, and I'm so grateful for being where I'm at today. And I love that I get to share that with you guys and you get to be along for the ride with my growth. So thank you guys for being here with me and spending time with me. Let me do one last check to see if there's any questions. And if not, I will let you guys go. Yeah, that is it. That is it for now. So we will reconvene at a later date when there is more questions and more to share. But I know this was a long one of just me. But thank you guys so much for listening. If you liked it, please leave a rating and review. Please subscribe to the show, share with a friend, tag us as you're listening. Let me know who you want to see next on the podcast. Let me know what topics you want me to cover next. And I look forward to spending more days with you here on Let's Get Candid. Thank you so much for being a part of my community and making 26 or 25 the best year yet, and making 26 an even better one to come. So thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you later this week. Bye.